I'm a step no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, not me. I can never be the one you want to stuff for. Money, that machine. The fair got my stuff. R.I.P. the times that I.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Detroit! Set! Green, 30.
On 2nd down, Collins. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Gone.
Here's Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit.
They go play action here on 1st down. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
Detroit!
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds his running back, Hyde. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He finds his target. It's Crowder. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. Michael Crabtree's going to go past the 20. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Here's a 1st down run with Collins. And he'll get this down only to the 18. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
They run with Collins. And he'll take this one down near the 15. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Detroit!
Play action. Now Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. And this a 39-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action. Going deep here for Landry. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Gone! Now let's go! Blue, landed! Blue!
A 1st down throw from Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wildly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the interception, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And that's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
56. Detroit! Set! 3-19!
Now Jackson to throw again. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. It's caught at the 10. A big play that time for the Ravens. 49 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
On 1st and goal, Collins. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the 1st half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
He'll get it up the middle. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And they might think about going for it here, but it's still just the 2nd quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? To me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's all we need.
They've got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Green 39. Green 39.
To throw, Mayfield. And he slings one that's incomplete. David Njoku was the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... This is caught inside the 15. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 39 that time. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Being chased out left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Mayfield with it once more. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They pitch it out to Collins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Now a give to Collins. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Jackson. He's going to float this over the middle deep. Incomplete. Both players answers were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He dumps it to High. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Mayfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Play fake. Mayfield. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And that'll make it third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And, wow, this is no ordinary try here. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Zane Gonzalez. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, you know, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Jackson now. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Larry Ogunjobi with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. This is Collins on the toss. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The Ravens on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Play action. It's Jackson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Zadarius Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3rd and long for Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left center. He's got a man, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Flush to his right. Now he's going to send this one deep right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Travis Kelce, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The drive starts with a run by Collins. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Here we go now.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Detroit! Detroit!
This is Collins on the handoff. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And again, it's Collins. And he's got room. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4th down. Here's Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Following the interception, Mayfield. On the catch, it's Crowder. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
No, check. Patriot!
They go to Johnson again. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the run?
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Carl Nassib able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, Jackson. And able to find John Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Leopard! Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth.
No. Check. Patriot. Four down.
Now a toss coming right as Collins. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
Michael Crabtree's going to go. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Michael Crabtree, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his right. And this is incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
And when you've already thrown 2 interceptions, you got to take extra special care of the football because that one could very easily have been a 3rd.
Yeah, off-balance pressure coming. Probably just has to stick that one in his pocket, right?
He does. I just think that when he's in a rut like this, I think this happens to a lot of quarterbacks. They try and overcome it by making big-time throws. Throws they know they shouldn't make, but they're hoping to complete them rather than having the confidence that they actually will.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
On second down, Hyde. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Carlos Hyde, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add on to their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
First down, Mayfield. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Kendricks in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They go play action with Jackson, trying to lay one up deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He's going deep for Brett. This is intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. That's now 3 turnovers in this second half. Very costly. And earlier in the half, Charles, when I asked you for your keys to the second half, you said, hey, maybe trite, but it's going to be turnovers. That's been the story.
It certainly has, but I didn't expect it to be this much of the story. I mean, when you're getting up to 3, you're really putting your team in jeopardy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Airing one out for Crowder. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On third down, Mayfield eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, Jackson. That is incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to go down. Back across midfield. He's sacked at the 46. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Now he'll escape to his right. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Mayfield. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He's going to let it fly. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
Here's Mayfield. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking for Landry that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to look deep now for Landry. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And it's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Going back to Landry. This time he's got him complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. So the field goal unit is coming on here. And, boy, this is going to be darn near impossible. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Cleveland, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.